welcome to How to Create a Logo in Canva. I am going to start off by showing an example business and how to really start from the beginning and work your way to a finished product that's super clean and easy to pull into any of your marketing material. So I am using a brand called Emily Rose Florist. I have her brand colors and some of her brand fonts. So we have Just to See and The Season. So we'll be utilizing that in her logo for Emily Rose Florist. So I'm going to start by just copying the text onto this blank canvas. And we're going to copy and paste this 3 times so that we can start to separate up the words. So I'm going to go in and delete Rose and Florist. Here I'm going to delete Emily and Florist. And here I'm going to delete Emily Rose. So now we have 3 different entities to work with. So let's start with how we want to build the logo. Now this is a square design, so I'm gonna bring in some cohesion. I'm gonna start with bringing in a circle element. So I am going to type in circle in the element section on the left-hand side, and we'll click on the graphic section where it says see all. And there's a lot of different things we can choose here. I'm going to go with a really simple, clean circle. So let's go with that one. I think that will look good. And then expand it just a touch. We'll move these other features out of the way just for a moment. And then let's move on to Emily. Now, one of the brand fonts is Just to See, so we're going to pull that in. So I'm going to click on Emily and go back to the text area, and we can type in Just to See, or if you already have it in the file, you'll be able to pull it up there. I'm going to actually make her whole name lowercase. You'll see where we're going with this in a moment. And then I want that to expand the width, if not just a little bit more of that circle here. Now we want to cut through the circle so you can see Emily really clearly. So I'm going to go into effects while I have Emily highlighted and click on outline. Now it's of course showing me a gray outline, and I want this to match the background. So I'm going to switch. It's actually just so you can kind of see all of this at play. I'm going to change the background to just a real neutral, let's go like a tan here. There we go. And then we'll make this outline that same color. All right, so now we have Emily kind of cutting through that circle. Now let's incorporate Rose into this just a little bit. So I'm gonna pull in her other brand font and bring that underneath. Now that doesn't really feel balanced. So in order to kind of make it feel like it fits this area, we're going to come up here into the spacing and expand those letters out just a touch and make this just a little bit smaller so that it fits in there. Let's actually tighten up the letter spacing just a touch. Let's go to 140. Great. So now we have Rose sort of fitting in right underneath Emily. I think that looks really nice. And then I'm going to bring Florist and wrap it underneath this circle. So in order to do that, we need to manipulate this just a bit. I'm going to stick with the seasons, but I'm actually going to make it the light version. And I want it all to be lowercase just for aesthetic purposes. We'll also make this lettering a little bit wider. And then we're going to use a feature in the effects section of font styles. I'm going to use the background and curve. So let's actually start with curve. And we want it to curve with the circle. So I'm going to take this and drop it back and around so that it fits that. And then we'll click on background. And we want this background to also match the background of the actual canvas. But before we manipulate that, while we can see the background, let's change this a little bit. We're gonna remove the roundness and tighten up the spread just a bit. And then we can go in and change that color and bring it up where the circle is. You can adjust that circle just a little bit more so it curves along with it a little bit better. And then let's expand those letters even more so it just splays out. Great. All right, now that we've manipulated that and that feels really cohesive, I want to add an element of flowers so that it feels like it is a floral shop or a florist emblem. So we're going to go back to elements and type in flower. Lot of options here, a lot of things we can play around with. We could grab something that wraps around the circle here, and that is in color. So I wanted to change that up. I could go into edit, and there's a cool feature called duotone, where if we click custom, we can change this all to black and black. And now we have a flower outline out there. And we can bring that down a little so it matches where florist hits. Maybe I want to add one more flower to kind of really balance this out. So let's actually pick this one, this black outline one. I'm going to make it a lot smaller. And I want to kind of tuck it next to the Y here. So I'm going to actually flip this and pull it down, rotate just a touch so that it sort of hits where Emily ends. And there you have it. That is a really simple black and white logo. Now, if you wanted to take this a step further and make sure that it all is one entity and is not all these different elements, we can expand this. And then I'm going to go ahead and click share, download. And I want to really up the size of this so we get a really crisp image and set this to page 1. Click done and download. Great. While that's downloading, I'm going to add another page. And here I'm going to set this to white background, or actually let's go pink background just so you can kind of see what I'm about to do. I'm going to click on upload and upload that item that I just downloaded. And then once it uploads, I'm going to pop it into here. So you'll see this is all one entity with that off-white background. But I want to remove that background so that this all feels like one big piece. So I'm going to just click on BG Remover, background remover up at the top. And now we have our logo. And you can utilize the same technique you used for the actual baby's breath over here, where we hit edit, go to duotone, and now we can set this all to white so it feels really contrasting on this pink. We can even manipulate the drop shadows so that it pops a little bit. You can adjust the intensity, size, maybe the blur amount. Let's add a little bit more intensity to that. So you can really play around with how it reads against other colors, how we manipulate it. But you can see this logo is really starting to take shape and form, and you can adjust it based on your brand colors and what you have as your background. So that is how you get from here to here with your logo in Canva. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on branding, copy, and design. Want more? Check out this video next.